Good afternoon, Cowboys. I'm Haley Ryan.
And I'm Lainey Gerber. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily O.
First, we're going to take a quick look at our weather for today. Today was a high of 42 and a low of 25, partly cloudy. It didn't rain, but it was definitely cold outside.
Oh,
Lainey.
Definitely chilly. 100% agree.
This Monday is Veterans Day, and today Oklahoma State honored the veterans by placing roughly 7,000 American flags on library lawn.
It means a lot to me. Most of my family has served. I mean, even looking at this field, look at all the flags, and each one represents a life that is given up for us. This is something I can do as well, hopefully one day, that's honorable, that to serve and protect.
Talked to the student veterans, and we tried to come up with a way to increase awareness of the fact that we have at that time over 600 veterans on campus, and they came up with this idea to place a flag on the library lawn for each one of our service members that have died in the global war on terror. It's a labor of love. I'm a retired Marine, and anytime we can remind people that we still have our military going in harm's way, I think it's worth doing something about.
The flags will remain up through Veterans Day on Monday.
For the final installment of the Student Union Activity Board's Coffee House series, the storytelling event was held in the Student Union Theater last night. Noah Weber has more.
On Wednesday night, the Coffee House series put on an OSU storytelling night at the Student Union. At this event, students had the opportunity to sign up to tell a story about their life to the crowd. I spoke with SUAB Talent Committee Director Gabe Cochran to talk about this event.
So this event was the third installment of our Coffee House series. It was called Storytelling. And so basically the whole Coffee House series is kind of supposed to be a laid-back environment where people can express themselves. The first one was an open mic night, and then we had an OSU showcase that focused on groups at OSU. And so the last event was basically a time for people to get up and tell a story, whether it was like sad or happy. We had people also read poetry. It was kind of just like a spoken word event.
The SUAB puts on this event to give students the opportunity to express themselves through telling a story. Cochran encourages students who are into art or even students who may struggle with stage fright to give this event a try for a welcoming environment. This was the last event of the Coffee House series, but the SUAB is putting on a murder mystery dinner next Wednesday night at 7. This is Noah Weber with the Daily O.
Thanks, Noah. That looked like such a fun event.
On Tuesday night, Allied Arts brought the Round Theater to Library Lawn with the first ever production of Shakespeare on the Lawn. Daily O reporter Chase Congleton has the story. Thanks, Chase. I cannot wait to see what they put on in their future shows. A little bit of a technical difficulty there, but that's all right.
Well, Haley, it's Thursday, and that means we've got another dog visiting us here at the studio. When we come back from the commercial break, I'll be sitting with Shelter Director Jackie Ross to meet another one of the dogs, Jewel, from the Stillwater Humane Society.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tail Waggin' Thursday. I'm here with Jackie Ross, the Stillwater Humane Society Director, and we have Jewel with us. So, Jackie, what breed is Jewel, and how old is she? All those fun things.
Jewel is a pit bull mix, and I think she either has Lab, Weimaraner, or maybe even Doberman mixed in with her. She's got those cute, fluffy ears and the beautiful gold eyes. So she's about a 9-month-old puppy, so she's still got a lot of growing to do.
Aw, and you guys are matching with the purple.
Yes,
I love it. You knew you were coming today.
Purple's our favorite color. If you've ever been in my office, it's all purple. So,
how did she end up at the shelter?
Well, kind of a funny story, or not so funny in my world. We adopted her out as an 8-week-old puppy. Had her spayed, microchipped. We thought we found her a great home, and unfortunately we found her running the streets of Stillwater, and we're unable to locate the original owner that we had adopted her to. So not quite sure what happened during all that time, but she's now back with us. So we're going to put some weight on her and find her a new forever family.
All right. Well, we love forever families.
Yes.
What's the process like when a new animal comes in?
So what we do is we transfer in new animals from animal welfare if they're unable to place them. So we live in an awesome community where no animal that's adoptable is euthanized, thanks to the partnership that we have with our city shelter. So once we get them into our shelter, we keep them until we find them a good home, whether it's a day, whether it's a month. Right now, our longest term dog is 6 weeks. So yeah, we just hold on to them until we can find them that right home.
Oh my goodness, I love that. And what's your job like as the shelter director?
Oh, well, I kind of do it all. You know, people think that I get to play with puppies and kitties all day long, and that's not always it. But we take dogs in, we make sure that they're happy and healthy, and then we adopt them out to those forever families. And in the meantime, we have to make sure we take good care of them.
Mm-hmm. And what is Jewel like, just her personality? I know by watching her, she is very observant and very cute.
She is very, very trainable. She's very smart. Those breeds are all very smart, but she's still a puppy. So she likes to chew on things. She did pretty good in my car on the way over here, but she loves to play with other dogs. So she'd probably do best in a house mainly with not any cats, because she will chase a cat, but she loves to play with other dogs.
Aw, how's she handling the cold? Oh, bless you.
You know, I think she's pretty resilient. She likes going out in the play yards and running and playing. Our volunteers have been having a lot of fun with her.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I can tell she really wants to play right now.
Yeah. She sees those people behind the cameras and she thinks she has a new friend over there.
And I know the needs of the shelter kind of change in the winter. What is the shelter looking for at this time of the year?
It really does. You know, when the sun's shining and it's a warm day, we have volunteers that we don't even know what to do with. This time of year, it's a little bit colder, so we don't have as many volunteers. The dogs still need to go outside. We actually have people call and say, are you taking volunteers today? Of course, the dogs still need to go on walks. And then as far as supplies go, we always need dog food and beds. All of our dogs get fuzzy beds at night to keep them warm. So any extra sheets or blankets or beds that you have, we'd love to have them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we love that. Well, thank you so much for being on with us today. If you guys are interested in Jewel, you can check her out at the Stillwater Humane Society. She'll be there ready to be looked out and played with and loved. And thanks again, Jackie.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to go to a quick commercial, but we'll be right back.
welcome back. Let's get into some sports. Most people at OSU know all about our football, basketball, and baseball teams, but not a lot of people know about our club rugby team here at OSU. The Daily O's very own Lainey Gerber has the inside look at the team.
Rugby isn't a traditional American sport, but it is a true test of strength, athleticism, and mental toughness. It's commonly referred to as football without padding, but that isn't quite the case.
We say it's kind of like football without pads, but mixed with soccer, but kind of like neither of them.
The ball must be thrown behind you. You can also kick the ball, and it's more open field. The ball isn't dead until it's knocked out of bounds or passed forward.
I think it's a lot safer than football because all tackles have to be below the chest. You have to wrap up. There's no driving with your head. You can't head-to-head contact. You can't tackle around the neck or anything like that.
OSU men's rugby practices all this and more. The rugby team practices every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. and anybody can join at any time. So show up to practice and just be ready to play. No experience is required either. Practices include mock games, tackling exercises, and strength and conditioning drills. OSU Rugby competes in the Heart of America Conference against Kansas, Mizzou, Kansas State, Nebraska, Truman State, the University of Iowa, and Iowa State. It's a D1 AA conference, meaning they're among the most competitive. It's 1-2 on the season so far, one of those losses being a forfeit. Spending so much time together and bonding over the sport creates a tight-knit team.
Brotherhood. It's a lot of people say it's kind of like a fraternity in a way. Like you can go anywhere and you find people that play rugby and you're pretty similar minded. You know, you can go out, have fun with them, and go on the pitch and have fun playing.
Men's rugby's next match is November 23rd in Stillwater at the Willis Fields. Will you be there? For Ocali TV, I'm Lainey Gerber.
That was a really great story, Lainey. I honestly didn't know that OSU had a rugby team or that much about rugby for that matter.
Yeah, thanks. It was great getting to go out and meet them and see how much dedication they really put into this club sport. They've definitely got me hooked into going to games. Just weeks after the NCAA announced students will be eligible to get paid for the use of their name and likeness, a former Villanova football player is now suing the NCAA, claiming that student athletes should be viewed as employees and paid like other students who participate in work-study programs on campus. The NCAA has yet to comment, but this suit has the potential to change the world of college football. In Oklahoma State news, the men's basketball team had their season opener last night. The Cowboys beat Oral Roberts 80-75. The Cowboys had as high as a 16-point lead in the second half but struggled offensively. Luckily, they were able to put out a win and even ended the game with 12 blocked shots. The most since 2002, by the way. Be sure to root on our Cowboy basketball team on Saturday when they play the Kansas City Roos at 2 p.m. in Gallagher-Iba.
Cowgirls soccer is set to continue tournament play in Kansas City this weekend. Johnny Resendez has more.
Fresh off winning the regular season championship, Oklahoma State soccer is on a roll going into the semifinals of the Big 12 tournament. But expectations in the beginning were nowhere near how it is currently playing out. The 10th-ranked Cowgirls were projected to finish 7th in the preseason Big 12 coaches poll. Senior defender Elise Hahn says seeing the rankings from the beginning of the season made winning the Big 12 championship all the more sweeter.
Definitely. We wanted to have that aha moment to kind of show everyone what we're made of, and it just means the world to me that we actually followed through with it and did everything we could. But yeah, everyone always wants to prove people wrong, right? Y'all want to do the same, but it definitely was a factor, and in the very end, we got the last laugh and we got to show people, don't sleep on us.
You would think that it's easy to score in soccer, especially considering the fact that the goal is this tall and definitely a lot wider. But for the Cowgirls' opponents, that couldn't be further from the truth. OSU has not conceded more than 3 goals this season and have only given up 2 goals in a game 4 times. Much of the success on defense can be attributed to 2 of the Cowgirls' 5 2019 All-Big 12 selections. Second-team defender Charmaine Morgan and unanimous first-team All-Big 12 defender Kim Rodriguez. Other Cowgirls to make the team are first-team midfielder Grace Yoakum, second-team midfielder JC Jones, and second-team forward Olivia Dowell. Head coach Colin Carmichael says the amount of players on the All-Big 12 team has a direct correlation with the result after 90 minutes.
Yeah, I think part of that is just winning. Most of the time when you win a lot of games, your kids are going to get a lot of individual recognition. That's probably normal in any sport. So, that the reflection of us finishing first this year and getting, 5-6 kids on the team as opposed to last year finishing ninth and getting 2, that's probably mainly where that comes from.
The Cowgirls will look to continue exceeding expectations when they travel back to Kansas City to face the Kansas Jayhawks for a spot at the tournament final. The Cowgirls have never won the regular season title and the tournament title in the same season. For the Poke Report, I'm Johnny Resendez.
Thanks, Johnny. Tomorrow, the Cowgirls are playing the University of Kansas, who finished 5th in the Big 12 standings. If OSU wins the semifinal match against KU, they will advance to Sunday's title match and face the winner of the Texas Tech and TCU match at 12:30 p.m. The games will be aired on ESPN+, so be sure to tune in and check on the Cowgirls. Cheer on the Cowgirls. Check on them, too.
That's all we have for sports today, but when we come back, we'll recap the show and give you a closer look at the weather.
I'm T. Johnson. See me this Friday on the Daily O.
Welcome back to the Daily O. I'm Haley Ryan alongside Lainey Gerber. If you missed the top of the show today, we talked about the Coffee House storytelling series, Shakespeare on the Lawn, and we got to meet Jewel.
And in sports, we recapped last night's basketball game and got an inside look at OSU's rugby team and more.
Next, we'll take a closer look at our weather for the upcoming week. As I said earlier, today we had a high of 42 and a low of 25, partly cloudy. Tomorrow will be a high of 54, a low of 36 with all the sun shining, and Saturday will be even warmer with a high of 73 and a low of 45.
Sunday's going to be about the same. The sun's going to be out with a high of 68 and a low of 38. And then get this, Monday is a high of 42, a low of 17, and there's a possibility for snow. So that's a real big switch up for us. And then Tuesday, the sun's supposed to be out, but it's only a high of 36 and a low of 23. So it's going to be a fun week.
We just got to get through Monday.
Yeah.
Get back to the sun shining on Tuesday.
There we go. We can do it.
We can do it. Thanks for tuning in to the Daily O today. Make sure you're also checking us out on Instagram and Twitter at @TheDailyO_TV. I'm Haley Ryan.
You can also watch us on Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, and Suddenlink Channel 112. For the Daily O, I'm Lainey Gerber. Have a good night.
don't sleep on us.
You would think that it's easy to score in soccer, especially considering the fact that the goal is this tall and definitely a lot wider. But for the Cowgirls' opponents, that couldn't be further from the truth.
OSU has not conceded more than 3 goals this season